I am rather astounded to hear Maester Midas worried after us.
Midas isn't cold-hearted. He's just unable to express himself properly.
You're giving him way too much credit, if you ask me.
So, you return in one piece, with an ally in tow no less.
Yeah, this is Chloe. Chloe, meet our good pal Midas.
Nice to meet you.
Well, perhaps you should have accompanied them if you were so worried after Sir Albert and Lady Elena.
Tripe, I am come only to fix Albert's arm, nothing more.
Huh, a shame that. I suppose we will only discuss what could have been.
Oh?
The Empire clearly had the advantage over us at Baldar. We cannot win this fight without taking the upper hand.
Director Malthea, is it time?
Yes, Princess Leticia. I think it is high time the Maester heard your reason for departing Ascendros from the first. Please, this way, everyone.
Is this a sleigh?
No way that's a sleigh. Maybe a boat?
No, Ray. This machinery. Director Malthea, is this some kind of aircraft? Yes, very perceptive. It is an apparatus that will allow semiomancers to soar through the skies. I created this prototype based on a theorized design devised by Maester Midas. From how I see it, this would revolutionize the war effort. Midas truly has a gift.
'Twas naught but a foolish 14-year-old dream.
What if I told you that dream was on the verge of actualization?
Do what you will with my dusty old notion. I am come only to...
See to Sir Albert's arm. Yes, I am aware. Then I suppose it would not interest you to know that the final material needed to complete the Folga lies on Nilbeth?
What?
Maester Midas once attempted to make the Folga fly, using ancient floating semiomancy. But the output was never enough to move them more than a stone's throw. We have recently discovered a catalyst that can greatly increase their distance and time spent airborne. It is called Levitas ore, and can only be found in the Nilbeth Ancient Coil, in the lands of the Trathin.
If you jest, I shall show you no quarter.
Have you ever known me to make light of semiomantic research?
Fine, I will go.
Maester Midas. But I thought you were only here for Albert's arm. I wouldn't want to get your hopes up too high, Leticia.
When do we leave?
Oh, what?
Good. You should make for the seaport of Kato at once. I've arranged for a transport. Let us meet at the harbor.
All right, let's get this show on the road.
Hold on, Ray. I think I'll be staying in the Royal City.
Huh?
Chloe needs rest. Her imprisonment and our retreat from Baldar has surely left her exhausted. Besides that, you'll be taking a ship from Kato to Nilbeth. If we were to run afoul of the Imperial Navy, the risk to non-combatants on open water would be too great.
Elena, you speak wisely.
If I stay, I can keep you updated on the situation here, via my device. Of which Chloe has none, lest you forget. She will need time to learn the language and the culture of this land. Chloe's a quick learner. She should pick it up in no time at all.
Yeah, you're right. Take care of her.
It will be much harder to gather the right materials without you there, Elena.
I would also beseech her to stay. I fear what my lord uncle and the others may do. I would find some comfort in knowing what they are planning.
Please, do feel free to make use of the Consortium however you see fit during your stay in Ascendros.
That's very kind of you, Director Melthea. I have some concerns regarding those Imperial armaments. Any data you can share from the last battle would be appreciated.
But of course. Meet me in the harbor in Kato. I will accompany you on the voyage.
Leticia, promise me you won't let Ray get out of hand.
Please, you care, Ray. Semiomancy Consortium! This is where Dad, Dr. Eason, and Uncle Midas did their research! Wow, there are so many research instruments I've never seen before! Hey! I've seen Dr. Eason use one of these before! But this looks newer than the Doctor's, and its shape also looks a little different. I guess it must be state-of-the-art? Oh, amazing! This really is the front line of semiomancy research!
Don't you look excited, Nina?
You bet! I've been waiting to come here for ages! I want to research all kinds of semiomancy here, just like Dad and all the other maesters. And someday, I want to be knowledgeable enough to help lots and lots of people! Sorry, I didn't mean to get so excited.
To see you so happy, it brings me joy too. I have no doubt you will bring your dream to fruition, Nina.
I hope I prove you right. After seeing this special place with my own eyes, I am now more motivated than ever. Leticia, I want to thank you so much for bringing me here.
Excuse me? You see, I dropped my brooch somewhere out on my serious plains. I figured travelers pass through the area quite often. Would you be able to look for my brooch for me? I forget exactly where, but I did see a strange flower maybe. I had never really been that far away from town before.
know? Would you be able to go to Rival and pick up her? If I go myself, then the whole letter thing starts to feel a little pointless. I just really enjoy getting them from her.
Hey, Uncle Midas, why are you suddenly gallivanting off to help save Osirius? I thought you hated it here.
I am simply conducting semiomancy research.
Okay, but by completing the Folga, you'll be saving the kingdom and all those knights you hate.
Come to think of it, you sure seem to know a lot about Nilbeth, Midas.
Is my presence causing distress? March in silence.
Yes, sir.
If I must.
Insufficient output. Threat detected ahead. Destroyed.
You will know pain!
Threat neutralized.
No, I cannot!
Destroyed.
Prep for
If we all work together, this will leave a mark!
Energy level threat neutralized. Acceleration.
No more than you deserve!
Brace for a fight.
Insufficient output. Destroyed. Warning. Energy levels low.
You will know pain!
Threat neutralized.
The Kato seaport is due southeast of here. We should leave post-haste once we arrive.
Insufficient output. Warning. Energy levels destroyed. Neutralized.
Initiate emergency protocol.
Destroy.
Acceleration.
How exquisite.
Insufficient.
Will know pain!
Warning. Energy levels destroyed. Threat neutralized.
Enemies!
We all work together!
Insufficient output.
You'll not be the last!
Assault. Threat neutralized. Go.
We were free to try!
Destroy.
Threat detected ahead.
Insufficient output.
You'll not be the last!
Warning. Energy threat neutralized.
We're free to try!
Destroy.
Do it with me!
Threat neutralized.
You believe it.
Director Melthea should be awaiting our arrival. Let us make for the seaport on the eastern side of town.
You carry yourself.
Let the battle of wits begin! Thus I triumph. It seems I am the victor.
What? Does brute strength count for nothing in Asoa? Guess I should spend more time flexing my brain. Hey!
Pardon us.
Are you Miss... I've got the power.
Theo.
Well, well. Fancy meeting you lot here.
We must cross the Straits of Kato in order to reach the continent of Nilbeth. Commander Theo has agreed to help us.
So, the Imperial Navy's been trawling around even before Baldar fell?
That is not all, I fear. The reports say the Imperials drawing near Kato were scouts. It seems they plan to invade Nilbeth.
They what?
Ah! Don't scare me like that!
Come, we should depart at once. I only pray the Imperial forces are not too on edge following the battle at Baldar.
Right. Appreciate it, Theo.
I, for one, am not certain what the situation is like in Nilbeth. Make sure you are ready ere we depart. Ready to set sail? Right then, let's set sail.
You know, you mentioned there was no diplomacy between Osarius and Nilbeth. Wouldn't that mean we're about to land illegally on their shores?
It would seem so.
Wait. What do you mean, it would seem so? What if they think we're invading them too?
That is precisely the reason why we need Maester Midas here.
My time's not to be wasted.
What's eating you?
All this talking can be done later. The most important thing is for us to make for the Trathan settlement.
So, Ray, take care of Letty, would you?
What's the deal?
Well, even should you all desire to take your leave of Nilbeth, certain complications may impede my ability to stay near. The Imperial Navy may happen upon us, for instance.
Don't sweat a thing. I've been up to my neck in complications since I landed on this planet.
Ray, keep her safe.
All right then, The Trathan settlement lies just southwest.
So, what kind of people are the Trathan, Malthea?
A race gifted in semiomancy, who possess corporeal forms that are quite different than our own. The Trathan can propagate their kind sexually and asexually through fission of their osseous cores. They are one of the most powerful species on Nilbeth.
Wow. So, did Uncle Midas have some sort of previous connection with them? He's been acting strange ever since we decided to come to Nilbeth.
You will most likely get answers once we meet.
Something more anxious out there?
You have the right. My nerves are on edge.
What is going on with everybody?
Chance of staying sufficient outlet. Danger. Chance of survival. Dropping.
I shall see to this. You will know pain. I cannot.
Perilous attack input. Execute blindside maneuver. Accelerate warning. Energy levels destroyed.
That was weird.
Initiate emergency protocol. Hostile gathering strength. Blindside recommended. Neutralized. Destroyed.
Is that the settlement over there? What's all the commotion about?
Make haste!
Together! Bleed!
Perilous attack neutralized. Destroyed.
It's completely nipped.
So exquisite.
Firearm signatures detected. Initiate emergency measures.
That sound. It's Imperial gunfire. Looks like we've got company. What the?
Life-threatening activity detected nearby. Individual contact with its source is not recommended.
What a most advantageous orb! I should love to study it.
Now's not the time. After Midas!
Malkia!
Could it be?
More of them!
Victory will be ours. We must focus on the battle at hand.
This will leave them all!
Are you all right, Malkia?
Midas, is that truly you?
In the flesh. Thank goodness you're safe.
You jumped in so quickly. I assumed you were another Imperial lackey.
My apologies.
No need. Do not fret, Midas. Full glad am I to see you. Age has certainly not been kind to you.
Yet you remain unchanged, just as last I saw you.
You flatter me, but I have changed in my own way over these years. By the way, your companions are peering in this direction with some confusion. It would seem they have the wrong idea.
Forget them. The less they know, the better.
That will not do, Midas. I am certain your friends would like to hear the whole story. I see some familiar faces. Human children really do grow up in the blink of an eye. It has been some time, Princess Leticia.
I am deeply honored you would remember me, Lady Malkia.
You have grown into a beautiful woman. And the boy has grown into a fine young man. Welcome to Nilbeth.
Boy?
I am alive and well thanks to you, Lady Malkia.
That is all well and good, but you do not appear to be in the best of health.
You see right through me.
I could sense the osseous core I separated with 14 years ago. But I never imagined Midas would be with it.
Osseous core? Oh. So, was that the material used to replace Albert's arm all those years ago?
Welcome, Midas, Princess Leticia, and your brave young companions. I am Malkia Trathen. I am the leader of the Trathen tribe, the native peoples of Nilbeth. Follow me. I will lead you back to our village. We can discuss more there.
Why didn't you mention you were friends with their leader from the start?
I was not expecting to see her, much less be shown such hospitality.
Oh, why not? She seems so nice. And what's up with her and Midas? Seems like there's something going on between them.
There lies the reason. I assumed she might not have the highest opinion of the Ossarian royal family.
Is she involved with the feud between Ossarius and the Wise Men?
Neither Midas nor Princess Leticia informed you of the events from 14 years ago?
Not everything.
I myself am still attempting to calmly discern who is at fault. We have arrived. Welcome. This is our village, and our bastion against the Imperial forces.
I see. For what reason is the Empire invading Nilbeth?
We can discuss such matters in my home. Visit at your leisure. I'll inform the villagers of your presence. Make yourselves at home.
I suppose I'm on top of the world every day.
Lady Malkia awaits my arrival farther in. I should proceed there once I am ready. It seems I can get out through the door on the side.
Training? Quite the hard worker, eh?
But the more I train, the stronger I get. The stronger I get.
How curious. The Trathen people safeguard these ancient ruins, while also calling them their home. I should make my way over to see Lady Malkia in her quarters. It was the southern room, if I recall correctly. I shall not keep her waiting.
Now then, let us start with what brings you to Nilbeth.
To fight back against the Vale Empire. With your blessing, we hope to mine the Levitas ore found deep within the Nilbeth ancient coil. The ore will ultimately serve as an indispensable catalyst.
Catalyst, you say? I see. Oh, so you intend to use the Fulga?
You know of the Fulga?
Of course I do. Midas promised we would...
Malkia!
What are you shouting for, man?
The Fulga, you see, was an idea Midas thought up while with Marcus, Filberto, and I 14 years ago.
Dad and Dr. Ethan too?
Lady Malkia was involved in the invention of the Fulga? This is the first I have heard of it.
In a manner of speaking, I was. Am I wrong to say so, Midas?
Yes, I would not have met you otherwise.
Mayhap. The ancient coil is Nilbeth's most sacred ground. If we would allow outsiders to dig within, I would impose one condition.
Anything you ask.
I would ask for your assistance in routing the Imperial threat that encroaches on the ancient coil and our home. Excavation may prove difficult with the Empire so close at hand, besides.
Do we stand a chance? Baldara was no match for them at all.
The royal city of Nilbeth has not sent aid due to the small number of Imperial soldiers. The villagers tell me the enemy has but a single warship.
So, we'll be fine, right?
If we cannot rout this small a force, then I fear for our return home.
I am counting on you all. Let us make our move when ready. I will be joining you, so do call on me once you have made the necessary preparations.
I shall remain in the settlement and prepare for the excavation and transport of the ore. Do be careful.
If we are facing the Imperial forces in battle, preparation will be all the more vital. I believe us to be sufficiently prepared. Let us return to Lady Malkia's quarters.
You by any chance? can
Well, that was indeed fruitful.
You by any chance?
Well, that was indeed fruitful.
Have you made ready? Then let us be off. The enemy may be few in number, but take caution.
Do you know where the brutes dwell?
I do. We shall patrol their invasion route and destroy them one by one. A simple strategy. We have also received reports that the enemy commander is present during their invasion effort.
Ah, if we take the commander down, we can send them packing easy.
Just so. Boy, I will not overstep my bounds, but take care.
Understood.
Let us be off then. We shall show these foolish Imperials what we are capable of. First, we must head outside. Our prey is in sight. With me!
exquisite.
Initiate emergency protocol. Multiple enemies detected. Firearms identified. Secure the perimeter.
A most useful orb, if not somewhat annoying.
Yeah, sorry about that. Duma doesn't listen to anyone.
The Imperial soldiers are over there.
Huh?
What is it, Ray?
It's those guys again. No, it's nothing. Sorry.
Our aim is not to take life, but do not hesitate. Forward!
If we all work together. Understood.
Go. Warning. Energy levels drop destroyed.
This will leave a
Threat neutralized.
That's over with.
Now, on to the next!
Right.
There they are. Our next target.
Multiple enemies detected. Firearms identified. Secure the perimeter. Acceleration. Threat neutralized.
This area has been cleared. Let us make for the next one.
My, how you have grown into quite the reliable princess. Let us keep moving!
Materials are everywhere. Desecrating Nilbeth underfoot.
Let's kick every last one of their asses out of here.
To give thanks to the earth. Danger.
The power of the earth.
To give thanks to the earth. Threat neutralized. Destroy. Neutralized.
We're the greatest!
Huh. I have grown somewhat used to their firearms.
Oh, in a good way or a bad way?
You are all far more skilled than I imagined. Such prowess is a rarity, even among the warriors of Trathen. We might consider a surprise attack on the Imperial warship. That should drive them back from whence they came.
Lady Malkia, please return to the settlement. We are under attack.
What?
A large number of Imperials. Their commander is on a rampage. Never have I witnessed such brutality.
Return with all haste, now!
Threat detected. I had to solve
The power of the earth.
Destroyed. Threat neutralized.
Prepare yourself!
Hostile gathering strength. Destroyed.
No, this can't be.
What have they done?
Well, well. I was not expecting you back so soon, Lady Trathen.
You wretch.
Ray, this is the same man who attacked us in Rythel after Elena came down.
You're right! No mistaking that horn and pale skin!
He was an Imperial officer.
Well, if it isn't the peons who are looking into meteorites and Helgar's disease in Rythel. My apologies for not introducing myself before. I am called Gaston Gauchier. Do my eyes deceive me? Or is that a Duma with you?
Who are you, really? If you recognize Duma, then you must not be from this planet.
I could certainly ask you the same. Or ask why you're staring at me so bitterly, for that matter. Are we not allies? You have a Duma with you, after all.
I would never dream of allying myself with one who would commit such atrocities.
Nor will we waste any more words on a general of the Vale Empire. You will not lay another finger on the Trathen people.
As you wish. Just don't expect me to hold back. I will not go as easy on you as I did at our first meeting.
Do your worst.
Detecting unforeseen hostile threat. Secure the perimeter.
Don't get cocky.
The power of the earth. We give thanks to the earth. Chance of survival. The power of the earth.
Your having a Duma around isn't doing me any favors.
Still your tongue, lest you desire another trouncing.
Thank you. I think I'd rather call it a day. See you again, Duma. And here's hoping we all have a more worthwhile chat next time.
No doubt about it. He's just like the guy we met when repairing Elena, and the woman on Mount Codorant. They're humanoids from a developed planet. And this Gaston? He isn't shy about using their technology here either.
In any case, we have repelled their offensive. I doubt they will return anytime soon. Raymond, Princess Leticia, you have my gratitude. You've become strong in your own right, boy.
I appreciate your words. However, I seem to grow weary.
Let us get you some well-deserved rest. I would welcome you all back into my home.
Sounds good to me.
That man who attacked us seemed to already know of Duma. What exactly is going on here? Regardless, I must hurry to Lady Malkia's chambers.
Now, before we begin mining for Levitas ore, there is one thing I would ask.
Something else? I thought we already chased off the Empire.
This is serious. It takes significant strength to excavate the ore, but many of the villagers are wounded. We are not in the best shape ourselves. Especially you, boy.
Huh?
These 14 long years must have been difficult. The creaking of my old osseous core due to our close proximity must not be helping matters.
No, I am fine.
Do not hold in the pain any longer. There is no need.
What?
Midas and I have discussed it. I will bestow upon you a new osseous core. A renewed arm should allow you to resume your duties.
Oh, Albert!
Are you certain?
Consider it a fitting reward for a hero who saved my people. Midas also keeps bringing up that if we do not repair your arm, he would be at the whim of the royal family forevermore.
Oh, that's great, Albert. Now you can go on being a knight.
I can hardly believe it. Thank you. Thank you.
The implantation procedure should only take one night. Let us all rest in anticipation of our journey for the Levitas ore come the morrow.
Your Highness.
Albert, I am so happy for you. I pray for a safe procedure.
Your words are too kind.
No, Albert. It was all my fault.
Highness, do you know of Raymond's whereabouts?
Ray? He mentioned he was going to make a report to Elena before walking out a moment ago.
If your Highness permits, mayhaps now is the time to disclose all to him.
Should I? Now?
We are going to require his help, and the morrow's affairs ever keep piling up.
You are right. I shall speak with him. About us, Theo, and Maester Midas.
Shall we begin the procedure?
Yes, my lady.
Huh. I should try and locate Ray. Where could Ray have gone? Did he perhaps go outside?